Dr. Deng, it's great to have you with us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're working on up at UW-Stout and your research around AI?
My pleasure. My name is David Ding. I'm the Associate Dean for the UW-Stout College of Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics, and Management. I also serve as the Director for School of Engineering at University of Wisconsin-Stout, same university. Um, in the past, I would say 4 or 5 years, I explored a lot of the applications of AI from image processing to data analytics, deep learning, modeling building, and I attend several workshops or AI training programs to try to get more knowledge about that so we can apply AI to our industry partners. We incorporate AI content to our classrooms. And I also served as Governor Everett's AI Task Force Committee uh, starting from last October 2023. So that's about me.
So you have a great exposure to both practical world and the research world. Yeah, how are you seeing smaller companies get engaged with artificial intelligence?
I would say this will be an opportunity for smaller companies to try to get competitive advantage if they can utilize AI technology. My suggestion would be smaller manufacturers, they need to identify the areas where AI can bring the most value to them first. For example, they can like process optimization, quality control, productivity management, inventory management. AI is very good at data processing and provide suggestions, so these will help them. And they should start with smaller, manageable projects to allow them to test and learn. For example, they can implement AI technology in a single production line or specific task stations rather than just turn everything down and then rebuild something that's
Yeah.
sometimes will lead to a failure. And my other suggestion would be they want to leveraging the existing technologies. They don't. A lot of the AI technologies nowadays available doesn't require building from scratch. Small manufacturing can use existing platforms and tools. They are more cost effective and easy to integrate. And if the smaller companies don't have resources, I suggest them partner with uh, tech companies or universities like us so we can provide some support. Again, the key thing here is you need to start small, gradually, make sure each step is successful, and then bring the company along with the application or implementation of AI technology.
So where would I, if I'm running a company, how would I identify that small project? Where would be a good thought to start experimenting?
I would say, I mean, given myself has a lot of Six Sigma consultant project, I'm a Six Sigma black belt. I suggest start with your bottleneck. And again, the bottleneck sometimes requires a different thinking or out of box thinking to solve the problem.
Do you have an example of somewhere where somebody's done something creative around AI that you can share with us?
Yeah, of course. I've seen a lot of creative use of AI technologies in small, medium-sized manufacturing. As a certified ISO and FDA auditor and Six Sigma black belt, I've done some consultant project for industry partners. Uh, I want to show you an example, but I cannot use the actual application because of the companies. They don't want us to share, but I can use a similar concept to show the prototype of what happened in this company. So this is an AI application to replace an inspection station in a small manufacturing. The station used to have like 1 to 2 employees, depends on how many shifts they're working. Basically, these two employees will take samples, measure the product dimensions, and then calculate the process capability ratio, CP, CPK, and then the PPM, which is defect per million opportunities. And of course, there are issues because the product rate is so fast. They can only take a small amount of samples. Sometimes the sample will generate the parameters, give them false alarm. Sometimes they reject good parts. Sometimes they accept bad parts. And of course, that generates unsatisfied customer. So what this company did, as I mentioned before, this is one of their most challenging process. So they try to bring AI to help them to solve the problem. So now I'm going to share my screen to show you this concept. They use a vision sensor that process images. So here is, again, the prototype. I throw in multiple coins. So in the same box, in the same type of boxes. So every time a box with coins pass this inspection station, the vision sensor is going to take an image and then transfer that to a AI algorithm. So this AI algorithm is actually going to analyze the shape of different coins, and then the program, the algorithm is able to identify what is the size, and then came up with the value of each coin, and then come up with the measurement. So this is like the product dimension. And then instead of taking samples, because the AI speed is so fast, they can actually have each and every measurement of their parts. So basically, the system can tell this part is good, this part is not good, or it's a defect. So if I just keep going, you can see for different image, the AI algorithm in the back can process this image, come up with the total number of the value of this box. And at the same time, they can also calculate CP and CPK of the process and store them in their cloud or in their storage. And these will allow them in the future for the long run to identify, okay, what's the problem? What are the potential reasons cause the problems? How can we continue to improve our process? So this is one of the example I want to share for small and medium-sized manufacturing. So by applying this AI technology, they actually can relocate the two employees doing the inspection job, or they'll have a better inspection performance of that station because they can check each and every part. And they also know more actually beside or behind what the production process, so they can improve their quality or identify a better supply chain or identify a better process product.
So you did this with coins. If I'm relating it to the real world or some things that I've seen, would it be a case of where if you're putting together a kit of parts, you could tell whether the right parts were in there or not?
Yep.
Or could you
Yeah.
tell whether the part was of a good enough quality or both?
Yeah, and both. You can get everything. Actually, now there's a technology for 3D scanning, so you can have like a 3D image and let AI process that. And not only for individual parts, AI can actually check if this is a assembling product with multiple parts. AI can basically tell, okay, some part is missing, some part is dislocated. So you don't need to actually do a second round screening. If you see some problem, you can directly find the issues in the production line.
So if I wanted to engage with you specifically, or one of our great community colleges, technical colleges, or other university
University.
campuses, other universities, what's the important thing that I bring to you to make sure that we're connecting? I mean, how do I do that? I've never done that before.
Uh, I'm from University of Wisconsin-Stout, so I'm going to use my example. Our engineering programs all have a year-long capstone project courses, and we have hands-on is one of the key of hands-on learning is one of the key DNA in the Stout culture. We would love to work with our industry partners to help them solve this type of problem. Our instructors, our students are very capable to develop this type of prototype and then show the industries if this idea is going to work or not.
Great. So you're also working with some really talented students, and I know a lot of manufacturers are having trouble finding that expertise to help them get up the curve. What do you see these students being attracted to now, both in terms of, what they're studying, and then also what attracts them in terms of a company that they might want to go to work for?
Uh, the students, well, we're not only talking about the traditional high school students joining the program. I mean, we also talk about the uh, workforce upskilling. So if someone has a 2-year degree, wants to upskill to a 4-year college degree, we have the automation leadership program, which accompany with the SACA organization, the Smart Manufacturing Certification Alliance. So students can take the certification and then transfer some of the certification credit to the program. That will directly impact our workforce. For the traditional students, they are we are trying our best to incorporate or embed all the technologies to our curriculum, so they are well prepared when they start their career with these new technologies. That is why it's very important for us to collaborate with our industry partners for the capstone project, so they know both sides can benefit from the project they're doing.
Yeah. And is there anything that you see that companies bring to those projects that end up being really attractive to students in general? Is there a particular aspect of it?
Yes, every project brought to our capstone courses are really attractive. We were able to complete 17 projects for the recent manufacturing engineer and mechanical engineering class for our industry partners.
So if I'm still coming up the curve on AI and interested in getting into this, what are a couple three tips that you could give me to make my journey more successful than if I just tried to do it on my own?
The first thing I would say is do not panic or being afraid. Uh, your business will not last to AI, but you will be lost to those competitors who are using AI technology. And AI is not something normal industries can't incorporate. Uh, Collaborate with tech companies, with universities, and get some help. Start with smaller projects, and at the same time upskilling your workforce. You will definitely be there. That will be my suggestion. The earlier you adopt it, uh, the higher the chance you'll be success.
So all of this technology is moving really fast, and where do you think it's going to be in a year? What do you think we're going to be talking about a year from now?
If companies, especially small, medium-sized manufacturers, are talking about use AI in the future, I think it's already late. We have to do it now. We're not talking about a year. You can't wait for a year. You have to do it now. I want to give an example how fast this technology moves. five years ago, we could barely produce a coherent text using AI, and today AI is conversational. It took 15 years for the smartphone to get 100 million users, but it only took ChatGPT 2 months to get to that value. So if we're talking about a year, that's going to be too long in the AI age. AI is not the future, it's the present. Our study shows that, for example, Oshkosh Corporation used Microsoft Azure to improve productivity by 18%. Automotive, which recently got acquired by Rockwell Automation, they use AI-enabled autonomous mobile robots. So basically, it's driverless fork trucks to navigate safety, avoid obstacles, and optimize materials flow in manufacturing and distribution environment. And for the robotics in the university robotic labs, they already have the function of predict their own future failures. So our faculty got emails from the robots in our lab saying, hey, you need to order these parts in 30 days because I feel based on the current usage, I may need these parts to be replaced in 2 months. So AI is not the future. AI is now. A company needs to take the advantage, take the opportunity immediately.
David, if I'm trying to, I mean, you brought up a really leveraged use of this, which is predictive maintenance. And if I'm saying, okay, I want to use AI to really lock in a good predictive maintenance program, are a lot of the data sets and the predictive models available off the shelf, or do I have to build my own database over time?
It requires a lot of data to train the AI model to make it more accurate and more useful. So if a company have the intention of doing this, they have to start now to collect good data. They should focus on collecting and organizing data from their operations. Based on my experience, you really don't know what variable in that data set is the key predictor. So to know as much details as your operation is the key to build a very efficient AI algorithm or AI model. That'll be my suggestion.
So start gathering that data.
Yeah, even if you don't have like a detailed plan or timeline to incorporate some of the AI technologies, but to have data collected, it's always a good start point when the company adopts AI technology, especially given there are multiple sensors in a very low cost at market right now. That will be my suggestion.
Yeah. So what's after you've given us a lot of things to think about, what's the one or two things you want someone watching this to take away and hold on to?
We talked about data quality and availability. From there, I want to talk about security and privacy. So with the increase of data usage, manufacturers, they have to ensure robust cybersecurity measures that are in place to protect the sensitivity, information, and intellectual property.
Yeah.
And the second thing I want to say is the compliance with industry standard and regulation, especially concern data usage and safety. That's also critical. And obviously, for small and medium-sized manufacturing partners, the cost-benefit analysis. So before implementing any AI technologies, a detailed cost-benefit analysis should be conducted to ensure the investment financially viable and align with the company's long-term strategic goal. And last but not the least, I would say the change management, because implementing AI can significantly change the manufacturing process and employee roles. effective change management strategy are essential for a smooth transaction. I've seen companies trying to use robots to replace a storage moving box moving position, and employee just feel, okay, these guys gonna take my job. What the company does is they provide some training opportunity to move this employee to a more efficient, more productive position. So that's a good example of change management.
It's all really good stuff, David. I really appreciate your time today. Thanks for filling in our gaps on AI, and I appreciate your support. David Deng from UW-Stout. Thank you.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Thanks.